Hi dear friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. Welcome back to the cricket show as usual. Well, in this part of the cricket show, I'm going to do a preview of the first one-day international match of this series in the United Arab Emirates between Australia and Pakistan. They're going to play 3 one-dayers. Yesterday, as you know, in the T20 match, Australia put it across Pakistan by reducing them, and Pakistan would be hoping that they would be putting on much better performance, and not only better performance, probably putting up a performance really worthy of the name tag that Pakistan has, and they could put up their best foot forward. I'm sure the things that would be different would be this is going to be the first one-day international match which is going to be played at Sharjah, so we'll have 50 overs, so there's a lot of time to really settle down, and I'm sure Pakistan have got an early alarm here after losing against Pakistan, and they would have done their homework, and they would be really liking to actually give it to the Australians here in Sharjah, where the first one-day international begins tomorrow. Well, so I'm just going to do a preview of this particular one-day international which is coming up tomorrow at the Sharjah cricket ground, well, let's have a look at the teams. For Pakistan, well, they will have Misbah-ul-Haq who would be leading the team. So Shahid Afridi would be, as you know, Shahid Afridi is a T20 specialist T20 captain, and on his on his comeback as the captain of the Pakistan cricket team, unfortunately for him, it resulted in defeat. Well, for Pakistan, well, they would be probably opening with Ahmed Shahzad and Umar Amin, and all the batsmen, barring Saad Naseem. Now, there's no Saad Naseem in this one-day international, and as you know, in the T20 match, Saad Naseem was the highest scorer. It was pretty impressive too, but well, now the onus will be on all the batsmen who are there. So Ahmed Shahzad should be opening with Umar Amin. Well, Ahmed Shahzad, well, he's a very attractive player, and you know, aggression is something which comes naturally to him. He really plays some very good strokes. He's a nice stroke maker, and Umar Amin also gets an opportunity to open with Ahmed Shahzad. So we're hoping that both can actually put up a good opening start for Pakistan tomorrow at Sharjah. The one drop would be Sohaib Maqsood. Now, Sohaib Maqsood has already shown that he's a pretty talented player. He has really been there when Pakistan had the chips were down, and he has come and actually also given them victories. I reckon probably one victory I do remember was in Sri Lanka. So Sohaib Maqsood is another player who can really settle down, and once he settles down, and after that you can expect some real fireworks from Sohaib Maqsood, because once he sees the ball well, that's all Sohaib Maqsood needs. He needs to really he's a shaky starter. He gets he's a sort of an iffy starter, but once he gets going, Sohaib Maqsood really belts the ball a long way. Misbah-ul-Haq, the captain, always cool as a cucumber captain, and always I've felt that, you know, for Pakistan, Misbah-ul-Haq has been the most calming influence for the team amidst whatever they have been getting, whether it is criticism or whatever. But Misbah-ul-Haq as himself has always been a very consistent player, always ruling with the bat, and as a captain too, he has done a wonderful job. Now, Fawad Alam has always been, Fawad Alam has become a sort of a specialist as far as one-day internationals is concerned for Pakistan. He has been doing a lot of hard work. He has really every time he has gone out to bat, he has contributed, and that is very important in one-day international cricket. Fawad Alam has never lost an opportunity to contribute, so he would be the ones who will be looking at. Now, one thing that for Pakistan really raises a question mark is Umar Akmal's form. Now, Umar Akmal has been really into the horrors as far as form is concerned. He has not been averaging well as far as one-day internationals are concerned, and he has been really struggling. Now, Waqar Younis, the coach, said that he would be having a talk with Umar Akmal. Now, for me, Umar Akmal has been doing the wicket-keeping duties. Probably the wicket-keeping is something which is probably adding up to the pressure. Now, what would Pakistan be tempted to do? So I think Umar Akmal has to really pull up his socks here, because according to me, there is one man who is breathing down his neck, and there is none other than the specialist wicketkeeper Sarfraz Ahmed, who is not only has also showed that he is a very good player too. And let me tell you, in one-day internationals, I would really say that if Umar Akmal is not going to hit form pretty quickly here, he might even lose an opportunity, and we might see Sarfraz Ahmed, the wicketkeeper batsman from Pakistan, actually replacing him. Because what one has seen in Sarfraz Ahmed is that he has really in the test matches too, he played very well against Sri Lanka, and he has shown that he has all the strokes in his repertoire. He looks to be a pretty mature player now. His batting is very good. He likes to attack the spinners, and he's not a person who is going to take things lying down. He really likes to take the attack to the opposition. So Sarfraz Ahmed, according to me, would be breathing down Umar Akmal's neck. So as I said, Umar Akmal has to really pull up his socks as quickly as possible. Otherwise, Sarfraz Ahmed would be probably taking his place. The only reason being Sarfraz Ahmed is a specialist wicketkeeper, and if you have his batsmen, so Pakistan would probably will have someone who would do the specialist wicket keeping and the batter. So Umar Akmal is definitely under pressure. He has to really get the goods out tomorrow in Sharjah, according to me. So Sarfraz Ahmed, as I said, he's a very good one-day player. Let me tell you, Sarfraz Ahmed, he's a very consistent player at that too. And then we have Shahid Afridi, who can wield the willow in such a manner that he can really worry the opposition. And as I've always said, as far as Shahid Afridi is there in the middle, the Australian team has to definitely worry. And let's have a look at the bowling. The bowling, well, it would be in the hands of pace bowlers Mohammad Irfan and Wahab Riaz. Wahab Riaz is also an all-rounder, and Mohammad Irfan, as you know, is the tallest player in international cricket today. He holds that proud record today, Mohammad Irfan, and he and Wahab Riaz will be sharing the new ball. And let's have a look at the spinners. Now Pakistan probably, now after having a look at what happened in the T20 match, probably they would be liking to actually strengthen their spin attack, because they have Shahid Afridi for leg spin. Raza Hassan was very impressive in his 4 overs yesterday, where he gave us 17 runs, and lot of and the Pakistan think tank feels that Raza Hassan has a lot of talent, and in the absence of Saeed Ajmal, he would be the one who would be taking on the mantle. Yes, definitely they are missing Saeed Ajmal, no doubt about it, especially in one-day internationals. I think they are sorely missing Saeed Ajmal, because his 10 overs are pretty crucial. But now Raza Hassan has to do what Saeed Ajmal did. But it's too much to expect from a bowler like Raza Hussain. Probably one would say that Shahid Afridi, being the senior bowler, has to really take up the challenge and see whether he can bowl in the way Saeed Ajmal does, by cocking up the runs and also picking up wickets. And Zulfikar Babar, he's old, but he's pretty wily, and he has already shown that he has the wicket-taking capability. And it would be very good to see how Zulfikar Babar goes against the Australians. I think they have lots of variety there as far as spin is concerned, and Pakistan would be definitely liking to actually attack the Australian team with lots of spin after seeing what happened in Dubai. So that is as far as the Pakistan team preview is concerned. Now looking at Australian team, the Australian team, yes, they are definitely full of confidence now. As you know, this is a one-day international match, and George Bailey is the captain, and the reason he is the captain is because Michael Clarke is not a part of the mix because of his injury. So George Bailey will captain the side, and he's a good captain too, even though he has said that he will no longer will be captaining, but due to Michael Clarke's injury, as you know, George Bailey recently decided to give the reins to Aaron Finch because he resigned from T20 captaincy. And Australia, well, they have some swashbuckling players in the middle as far as opening is concerned, with Aaron Finch and David Warner, and they can really belt the cricket ball to all parts of the ground in some real furious fashion. And then they have I think the one drop should be Stephen Smith. Stephen Smith should be the one who would be coming one drop. Now, as you know, Australia have been experimenting with Steven Smith as one drop. I do remember that they did it against Zimbabwe too, but it didn't met with any amount of success. Probably Steven Smith, once again, they're probably trying out a few combinations before the World Cup 2015, I reckon. And Steven Smith, according to me, probably would be coming one drop. Then George Bailey himself is a very, very good batsman, coupled to being a very, very good captain. And then they have the real firepower coming in at the hands of Glenn Maxwell. Now, Glenn Maxwell definitely didn't show the firepower yesterday in the T20 match with a bat, but as far as bowling is concerned, he showed that on a turning track he could be deadly when he picked up 3 wickets and picked up the man of the match award, and he was the one who was responsible for yesterday Pakistan losing the match and being kept to a score of 96, because he went on to claim 3 wickets at the top of the order. So Glenn Maxwell would be hoping that coupled with his bowling, his batting is something that he can really, really look forward to, and he would probably fancy his chances against the spinners, Glenn Maxwell, with his big hitting. Brad Haddin is also another very good batsman and a wicket keeper who always is a good contributor to Australian cricket. And then they have some very, very good all-rounders. In fact, they have some, I think probably like Sri Lanka now, Australia are also looking pretty good as far as all-rounders are concerned, because they have Steven Smith, who is an all-rounder, then they have Glenn Maxwell, then they have James Faulkner. Now James Faulkner, you would remember, in India, he won matches of his own bat when everything looked lost for Australia. He brought out those big hits and showed what a dangerous player he can be. And also his bowling is something, as you know, he's an all-rounder. Then Mitchell Johnson with his strike force as far as bowling is concerned. But as far as batting is concerned, he can really become a pinch hitter if the need be, and he can also really whack in a few really out of the park, such as his power. And Sean Abbott, I am told, also is an all-rounder. We have seen that Sean Abbott had a good T20 debut yesterday with the ball, where he picked up wickets, and he showed he's a good bowler. He picked up a very important wicket of Shahid Afridi, so he would be hoping that he would be getting an opportunity here against Pakistan to also show his prowess with the bat. And then they have the tailenders, Mitchell Starc, which I can't really term Mitchell Starc as a tailender, because he can also bat. But Mitchell Starc, Mitchell Johnson would form a very good, formidable combination as far as bowling is concerned. And both are left-armers. And then they have James Faulkner. And then Nathan Lyon, the Rana spinner, who is a part of the one-day internationals, would definitely be the front-line spinner along with Glenn Maxwell. But Nathan Lyon would be expected by Australia to really get in among the wickets, and Glenn Maxwell is there to actually support him. Well, probably one feels that there would be some turn available on the Sharjah pitch. The temperature is going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty sunny, and the reason that I know about these temperatures as far as Dubai and Sharjah is concerned, because I have definitely in the past I've got a working stint in Dubai. I've worked in Dubai in the past, I worked for 9 years in Dubai, so I definitely know how sunny and how hot it is. Probably for Pakistan, that is something that they're used to, being in subcontinental conditions. But for Australia, probably that would be not very draining, because Australia also has a lot of heat. But probably probably Australia might be getting a bit drained out. But well, that is something which is a very trivial thing as far as cricket is concerned. But what is more important is that the physical fitness of both the teams on that particular day, when the sun would be shining brightly. And I hope we have a cracker of a game tomorrow in Sharjah in the first one-day international, and your host Ram will be there to talk about the proceedings in Sharjah. Probably it depends whether the match gets over, you'll be getting a full match report. Otherwise, your host Ram is always there on the Cricket Afternoon Show to talk about cricket. It could be a little cricket update with some cricket commentary put in. Well, dear fans and subscribers, hope you all loved my cricket show as usual, and hope to see you all tomorrow with the proceedings on the first one-day international of the 3-match ODI series, which is being played in the United Arab Emirates, where the first one-day international match starts between Pakistan and Australia. in the Sharjah cricket ground. Until then, it's goodbye from your host Ram Studios. Thank you.